Hello all. So welcome to our 23rd meetup. So for those who don't know me, I am Nishan, working as a product designer at Whitehead Junior. So today's session is on how to write a product case study for portfolio. And this session will be presented by our esteemed speaker Priyanka Goyal. She is a lead product designer at PayU. She enjoys teaching and mentoring other in the experience design profession. So thank you, Priyanka, for conducting this session and share your learning with us. So our session will be divided in two parts. So first there will be a presentation, then it is followed by the workshop. So before we start, so there are some rules of today's session. First is during the presentation, please turn off your mic, all people please. And second, in case you have any question, you can share on your the chat section, which is right top corner. You can see. So without wasting time, let's start the session with Priyanka. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Nishan. Hi, guys. Thanks for coming today and today's session. It's Sunday, and you are spending time to learn something new, which is a great thing. And today I'll be speaking about how to write case study for your portfolio. So it's like first-hand learning. I was, have facing these kind of issues when I was trying to write case studies for my portfolio, and understood a kind of format that I can follow or a framework that I can follow to write a good case study. So I want to share it with you guys. Before I start, I wanted it to be interactive session, so I want you to keep asking me questions in between if you want to. I don't mind answering them all. So let's start and we can talk as we will go. So what do you think, what case studies are according to you? So you can give your answer in Hangout chat. Okay. Explaining the process. Okay. Anybody else? The story of how to tackle a problem, presenting what you have done. Okay. Great. Yeah. So I think it's all. So basically, case study are the foundation of your portfolio. So for a product designer, it is like, explaining each and every bit of your journey while doing a project. And it is equally important if you are self-learning how to, be a great product designer or a UX designer. You can choose your own processes to do a case study. It's called self-initiated case study. So it's as stressful as building a hut, because you don't when you are starting, you don't know कि कहाँ से शुरू करना है, कहाँ पे खत्म करना है. You don't know all those things. Like, you are struggling with what should I write, how should I write overview, how should I write problem statement, what kind of goals should I write. So let's learn about all those things today, and I hope that it will be an insightful session for you. First and foremost thing which we all forget, like, who are our target audience. So we keep focusing on the target audience of our project, but we forget that we are writing case study for people who are interviewers, who are recruiters, and who are product managers, who are head of design. So we forget all these things while writing the case study, and it is the most critical part. So you have to understand that you have to write your case studies for them. So you have to frame it in a way that it is easy to consume, because they don't have time to read each and every word of it. Rather, they will spend time in scanning through your case study. They will read more of the headlines and title rather than the complete content. Plus, it should be visually appealing. It should not be only content or text. It should be 50-50. Even if you are writing content, sometimes you have to make infographics in between, so to break the monotony of too much content or too much text in your case study. so that it is easy to scan, it is easy to understand like what information to consume and what to not. I will show you a few of the examples that I have done, and maybe it will give you a better idea. So yes, so who are your target audience? Recruiter, pro designer of the team, head of designer, or and product manager. So when I'm talk about recruiter, how they scan your case studies. When you send them your resume or your case or your portfolio link, they generally don't have that expertise of understanding the user problem or the problem statement or the designs. Rather, they will try to analyze what pro designer, the content or the list of things that pro designer has given to her about the right candidate, and she will actually think, mark the points on her list कि क्या क्या है क्या क्या नहीं है. Like if you have written like what skills you have, if you know Figma and if you know Adobe XD, if pro designer has told her कि यार I have this requirement, मुझे ये सब तो चाहिए ही चाहिए, she will analyze and just tick all those things. So she generally scans your case study. Even if you are sharing the portfolio link, she will see कि what kind of content you have covered. So headlines and content is really important. Like even the title and the kind of basic infographics that you are using, so that it is easier to attract her attention, and she should feel that you are the right candidate. Plus, you should not focus too much on the screens and not too much on the content text. So they basically think about the execution, how you are executing the problem. So you should divide them into 50-50 ratio. You should have the screen, but at the same time you should have a bold titles about your process which you have followed, like what kind of research you have done, what kind of techniques or what kind of tools you have used to execute the final solution, creation of personas, so all those things. If your target audience is a pro designer, if your resume or your portfolio link is directly sent to a designer, then he will be more interested in looking your approach. At that point of time, your content plays the major role. At the same time, execution is also part of it, but he will see that have you done research well, have you thought through the problem very deeply, what kind of solution you have proposed, what are your key findings. He will be more interested in knowing the key matrix, in knowing the business goals. So that kind of approach you should that kind of things he look for. If I talk about head of design, she will be more interested in knowing if you are kind of candidate they are looking for, if you can actually fit into their team. She will also look for your approach and the kind of execution you have done, but she will also look at your personality. She will judge you the kind of with the kind of with your portfolio, like she will judge your personality with the portfolio. And if I talk about product manager, because generally in interview, product manager is one of the candidate who interviews you. So he is trying to understand that how well you can understand the business goal. So there are times when when I used to interview people, they when I am interviewing people, I feel there is a challenge with designer that they don't actually map business goals with user goals. They just think about the user need, it is good for user, it is good for they want like this, they want like that, but they don't talk about business, because at the end we are solving that user need for a business. So our business have to be um, at a profit when we are designing a solution. So we have to map them, we have to marry our business and user goal to propose to come up with any solution. So that is very important. We just cannot talk about our user and we just cannot talk about our business. So these people actually look for these kind of things. So we should be very focused when we are writing the case study, whom we are writing for, why we are writing for, and for what kind of case study we are writing for. So going forward, so is there any questions? Cannot see a lot of questions. Yeah. Okay. So you can keep asking me question if you have in between. I would love to answer them. Okay. So what kind of case studies are there? So, there are two type of case studies. First is self-study portfolio and other one is industrial work. And in there is a very small difference in self-study portfolio and industry portfolio. But it is very important for you to understand that how and when to choose a self-initiated project and when to show the industrial work. So here are few details of self-initiated case study. Generally, self-initiated studies are good for freshers because they don't have any industrial experience. So it is good that they create their own problem statement or they choose their own product to redesign and choose their own learning process, because it is very important that what kind of process they want to learn. If they want to learn about the research process, or if they want to learn about how to make personas, they can choose all these processes and put them into their self-initiated case study. But it is very important for them to understand that while making their case study, they should learn at each step. They should spend time learning about personas, they should spend time learning about the research methods, and then implement those techniques, rather than just choosing the processes or the method and then implementing in the case study. So sometimes when you are not spending much time in learning those as a fresher and write them into your case studies, it actually looks like that. मतलब वो दिख जाता है. When interviewer is reading those things, they can analyze that you have not spent time learning any of the research process or how to make personas or anything which according to your process बस डाल दिया है just to impress the interviewer. That should not be the way. When you are choosing a self-initiated case study, then it should be well studied and it should also help you as a learner. मतलब you should self learn all those techniques and then implement into your portfolio. The major drawbacks in self-study case studies initiated projects are that there is no measurable impact. Like the impact, the kind of key findings you show in the end, it's not measurable. It cannot be measured in number. You cannot show that we have increased adoption rate by 20%, 30%, because it cannot be measured. It was for your self learning. Plus, it is very difficult to show the collaboration and teamwork, because it is your project, you are doing it, so it becomes really difficult. The only way you can show collaboration is by interviewing different users. You can say that I have interviewed different user, or I have taken feedback from some industry professional designers, and I have implemented those feedback into my portfolio. That these are 2 3 methods where you can show collaboration, but there is no actual method. And it is very good for freshers, because when they don't have any portfolio or industrial work, and if they want to get their first job, so they can kind of choose their own problem statement and work on it. Plus it is also good for professional when they want to learn something new, or when they get a kind of problem in their interview, UX interview assignment or something like that. They can follow this approach. So I would like to show you one of the sample that I have done for an interview. So basically I was asked to make like I have to improve the transit experience for airline passenger. That was the major problem statement. So generally when you get assignments for interview, they are very abstract. Like you have to break down the problem and you have to choose 2 3 key problems that you would like to solve. So you have to be very particular about what you are solving and why you are solving and how it will impact the business. So I will not walk you through my case study, but I will tell you that how I progressed through it. So first, what I did is, like, whatever description they have given to me, I have reframe it in my own words. so that it is to make it more easier to understand by the interviewer who is reading it. And plus he should also understand that I have understood the problem really well. I have also defined the kind of business goals and user goals I will be solving through my project. So the main idea is to, highlight the business goal, because at the end I'm creating something for business, and at the end I'm also creating something for user. So I want to show, it is very important to show the what kind of business goal you will be solving, what kind of user goal you will be solving through your project. Plus I have also highlighted the process, because I want my interviewer to have that little knowledge about कि मैं क्या process follow कर रही हूँ through on like in my case study. So he should have a knowledge about it. Plus I am seeing him that he will not read each and every word of it, rather he will just scan through my case study. So I am kind of making that making it more visually appealing. So I have said that, I am doing research and discovery, I'm doing ideation, and I'm doing design, but I'm not tracking and iterating, because my problem statement is to propose the solution. So I'm not focusing on tracking and iterating. So when, a assignment is given to you in your interview process, UX interview, it is not necessary that you follow each and every process. You can choose your own process. You can choose like on what category you want to focus on, but you should highlight them at initial level, that you are not doing this, you are just focusing on this. Because when they will ask you to present your case study, you should have solid reason behind it. And the other part is like, I was not I was trying to use more of smileys, because I was thinking from a perspective that my user will scan this thing, he will not read this thing. So I was trying to make it more infographic and use very crisp and clear text. Like I was using pointers and very clear text, rather than using a storytelling approach. I was here I was focusing more on giving pointers and all those things. I have, in every step I have mentioned what kind of at what stage I am. Like here I was at research stage, so I have mentioned it here. Even in customer journey map, I have focused on the key customer journey map, and break down that journey, like at access point what kind of things a user should be able would be doing, at check-in what a user would be doing. So it is good to have a, for a little compact customer journey map. I've seen that people are making like, one page scrollable customer journey map. It is not actually adding value to your project or your case study. They will not spend much time into it, because they already know these problems. Rather should spend you should enlarge those things which is more impactful for your case study, which is adding more value to your case study, which is your solution. So you should be able to divide them very well, that what is adding value to my case study and what is not, and then focus on what you are writing in your case study. So I've not spent much time, and I've not written much about discovery and research, because I know they will scan and this information will be enough for them to understand. Then I've written about about the persona. Here also I've not, like I've seen the kind of persona people do is like they take like a card sort of thing, or make a graphic कि एक जने की फोटो दिखा दी, उसका demographic दिखा दिया, उसका मतलब challenges दिखा दी. मतलब that looks little weird, that looks little मतलब it looks कि तुमने research ही नहीं करी है. Because generally in your day-to-day projects you don't write or you don't make personas like that. Rather you consider it as a category, like a behavior of a user. Like you think like a persona as a leisure traveler or a business traveler. You don't think ki, some ABC Sharma is a business traveler and doing this thing. Rather you should divide them into segments, which is more easier to understand for a person who is reading your case study. Here I have also mentioned the travel pattern. So I have divided my persona into the kind of travelers there are. They can be, what kind of patterns there are. Plus, I've also highlight the key points into a graphic. Like I've given infographics in between so that they can scan very easily. Plus, I've used like icons and bullet points with them, so it is easier to scan. Plus, the traveling slide. I've followed on like what kind of traveling style could be there, like traveling in a group, traveling solo. Then in the end, I've highlighted the demographics. Like I've given like the wide range of age, gender, income. Matlab, I've not focused more on demographic. I've seen people focusing a lot on demographics, on their personality and all those things. I don't think so that it is required to write any case study. You should rather focus more on the style of your persona, the segment of your persona, what kind of things they do. If you will think from a broader perspective, you will be able to solve better. In user interview also, I have not focused, like I've written whom I have interviewed, but rather I've given a title like Holiday with Family to Singapore. Like I'm trying to say that, a person who is traveling with the family, what kind of challenges and pain points he go through when he's traveling. So here I've also made a customer journey map, like what kind of challenges he faces during departure, arrival, and transfer, and what kind of emotions he go through. Because it is very important for my interviewer to see that I have dived deep into user persona. I've empathized with them. I understand what kind of things he faces during his journey. And the I've seen, like I'm telling you the pros and cons side by side. I've seen people who are not focusing on such things. They are, when they're writing and when they're talking about personas, they just end up writing about who they are. They don't tell much about their journey and about their pain points. So it's good that you highlight those things also. So yeah, you can see this thing. I've shared the links in my presentation, which I'll share it later. So the other kind of persona is like business meeting on Wednesday. So I've written about the journey of a business traveler. So, and understood his pain points and note down his emotions and all those things. Then in the end, like, it for self-initiated project, it is very, very important to write what kind of opportunities for business you have found, because it is your self-initiated project and you should write all those things. So if you will highlight something in an infographic, they your interview can relate to it. Like, you have highlighted like long queues and at check-in. These are the opportunities where your product can fit in. Like your product can solve for these problems. So we should understand that you have understand the problem well, you have understand your user persona well. Now you have understood the opportunities your business has. So as a designer, it is very important for you to make your design measurable. And for making it measurable, you should know how to find the opportunities uh, while doing a research or while doing a user interview. Then comes my ideation. Like I have spent enough time understanding my user, I've spent enough time understanding doing research, and then I have jumped to ideation. When I'm doing ideation, I'm trying to focus on a realistic approach. I'm not trying to add the empathy map, I'm not trying to add affinity map, because these are the things which we generally don't do in our day-to-day projects. Rather, I try to go with the approach which is more realistic for any design company or any product company. They generally don't फॉलो एम्पैथी मैप फॉर ईच ऑफ देयर प्रोजेक्ट. ऐसा नहीं होता कि मेरे को कोई फीचर डिजाइन करने के लिए दिया और उसके लिए मैंने एफिनिटी मैप बना दिया और फिर मैंने स्टार्ट किया. ऐसे बहुत सारी टाइमलाइन इंक्रीज हो जाएगी एंड आई वोंट बी एबल टू आइटरेट फास्टर. एंड and your interviewer is looking for your approach. If you go with empathy map, they will be asking you questions related to that, and you don't have any answer because you have just made it for your portfolio. So when I was doing ideation, I was okay. So one thing is very important. Generally, what I have seen when I was mentoring people about their case studies for their portfolio, they don't mention the platforms, and which is the most important thing. Like when you are writing a case study or writing something which is self-initiated by you, you should be able to decide the platform. Like you should know that why I am choosing mobile app, why I'm choosing mobile site, why I don't want to do go with anything. Rather, I would like to send WhatsApp message to my user. And people just don't realize that it is important. Rather, they will go with mobile app because they think that they have to create a UI. That is not what UX is. You have to decide a platform when you are doing a self-initiated case study. That is the most key key thing in your self-initiated case study, deciding a platform and why you have decided that. So I have, since my this assignment was about mobile app design, but I didn't go with that. I have proposed something else to them because I have a solid reasoning behind it. So I thought that mobile app is not workable because the life of this app will be 2 3 maximum 2 3 days in user mobile, because he will only be using this app while transiting or while traveling. He will not be keeping it for life. And if you will see that how many times a year a person can travel, maximum 2 3 or 4 times. Even if I take business traveler, most of the travelers maybe from 3 to 5 times they are traveling from flight and all. So the life of this app is really less, and it includes high development costs and maintenance costs. Plus, downloading an app needs notification. Why should I download the app? Because आई नो, मतलब मैं 5 6 बार ट्रैवल करता हूँ तो मुझे तो रास्ता भी पता है, मुझे पता है कैसे करना है, मुझे ऐप की क्या जरूरत है. मतलब एक बार मैं डाउनलोड करूंगा और नेक्स्ट टाइम आई विल नॉट डाउनलोड इट. सो यू शुड analyze what platform you want to propose your solution on, and why not, why you are proposing there and why not. So I have figured out like 4 3 solutions. So in mobile app I said that it's high investment cost, low impact, and low adoption rate. I have given like a info architecture for that, which looks a little complicated, like user have to do so many steps to uh, use this app. So I think this is not a right solution. Plus WhatsApp message, I think that it is a good idea. Means even KLM is also doing, like, since I have researched well, I know who is following these things. So I thought that KLM is also doing, and it includes like less number of steps. It is easier to understand this flow. So I think that WhatsApp is a good idea to send a message about check-in, about the time delays, and all those things can be sent on the WhatsApp. Plus, the adoption rate of WhatsApp is very high. People love to use their personal messengers all the time during their journey. So it is a good option. SMS, I think it's the adoption rate is little low because of these marketing message. People try to ignore or miss out messages on SMS. But for older age group, it's a good idea because they are not much familiar with WhatsApp. So SMS will be a good idea, or might be they are not using smartphones, which is very less a case because everybody has a smartphone now. Uh, and I think collaborating two platform, WhatsApp and mobile site, would be a good idea because it will not ask you to log in and all those things. Rather, you can share updated and live status on a mobile site itself, and share link on WhatsApp so that they can review it. So I think that it's good to show what kind of platforms you can use, what are the pros and cons, and you can merge 2 3 platforms if you want to. If you want to merge WhatsApp with mobile site, it's a good idea. Why not? So yeah, so maybe you can give a small architecture behind below this. It's your wish, like how much time you want to spend on your self-initiated project. Then I have written about other possible solutions. So basically, I don't want my interviewer to think me that I have restricted my solution. I cannot think like in from a wider angle. I want him to understand that I am a kind of designer who can think from all the direction, who can think about platforms, who can think about other or different possible solutions. So I have written about other possible solutions as well, so that he should understand that I am more towards creating better user experience, not only using a digital technology but also through other medium, like tag boarding pass, real facility for valet parking. So all those kind of things, which is actually giving a understanding to my interviewer that I can be a good designer because I can think from 360 view. Then I've written about my final deliverables. In final deliverables, I've seen that people focus more on wireframe. They like add too much screens with their sketches and all. It is actually not required because they don't actually understand your sketches, but it is good to have. So when you have those sketches in your portfolio, they understand that you have spent some time sketching and ideating. So it's okay to have 2 3 sketches rather than having like a complete paint book of sketches. So you can just have it just to make them understand that you have done some ideation on paper as well. In design also, so I've seen like when you go to your UI design, you just jump onto it. Like you don't think from what perspective कि ये कहाँ पे यूज होगा, कैसे यूज होगा, कैसे यूजर यूज करेंगे. Nobody thinks about that. Like, I've seen very few people who thinks about UX before doing UI. Visual designers don't think like that, and they want to transit into UX, and it looks funny to me because they don't think about UX. So you have to understand, कहाँ पे मेरा यूजर इस ऐप को यूज करेगा. इफ आई एम यूआई डिजाइनर, आई हैव टू डिजाइन दिस ऐप. कहाँ पे यूज करेगा? दे विल बी यूजिंग दिस ऐप while walking, and it becomes really challenging for them when if you will use small text sizes or don't give bold text sizes. You have to make your guidelines in a way that it is easier for that kind of audience. It is helpful. That is where many of the product fails. UX design is okay, research is okay, but when it comes to UI designer, visual designer ने फोकस ही नहीं किया कि भाई ये ऐप यूज कहाँ होगा. So that is on कौन सी एज ग्रुप में यूज होगा. You have to understand what is your age group. Is it like for younger audience or is it for like the wider audience 18 to 55. अगर 55 की एज की ग्रुप है और बुढ़े लोग भी हैं तो obviously they will be facing difficulty with vision. They will be have difficulty using mobile phone while walking. So you have to understand all those things. So when I propose my solution, I have written all those things, like I have to reduce the minimum cognitive load. I have to then it should be easier to use while doing multiple tasking. मतलब मैंने अपना luggage भी उठाया, I'm using my phone also, I'm navigating my way also. That is not actually possible. How many of you are using your mobile phone at airport while moving? मतलब I don't think that many of us can do that. So we have to think from that perspective also. So when I was designing a solution, I created a design guideline which is having a font bigger in sizes rather than smaller fonts. So I was trying to use very minimum colors also. I was trying to use high contrast. Like I was kind of giving the earthy colors on the white background so that it is high contrast. People can easily read it well and consume it well. So that was my thought process behind it. So this is about self-initiated case study. Moving back, okay, so learnings are very important. So after you give your UI and all those things, it is very important that you tell what you have learned from it. Like it should be a combination of your personal learning and what kind of insights you have gained. So you can divide those steps also, like you can give your insight in one paragraph and learnings in another, or you can collaborate them. It is as per your need. So yeah, so moving to another slide.
So Priyanka, there are some questions on chat. You can
Sure. Can you just can you just speak out the question, because I cannot see the questions while giving the presentation.
So okay, so Saurabh is asking, what are those primary three things you see while judging a candidate on the basis of case study?
Okay. So Saurabh, I would like to ask you more questions related to this. Do you want are you talking about self-initiated case studies first? Saurabh?
Yes, he's
Okay.
saying.
Okay. If you're talking about self-initiated case studies, the primary three things are your approach, the kind of process you are following, the kind of process you have choose to complete your case study, the execution, how you are executing that problem statement or solution, like which is UI, and the third is key insights, what you drive after doing so much research and executing a problem. What is your key insight, what you have learned from that? So these are the three things that your actual interviewer will be looking for. Yeah.
So another question from Rajesh. For a case study, do we require to add UI samples?
That is really important because generally interviewers nowadays looking for product designers rather than UI or UX designers, because only bigger organization like Google and Microsoft can segment those two into different things like UI and UX designer. But 80% of companies are majorly looking for product designer, and it is very much required that you add your UI samples in your case study.
Okay. So another question from Ankit. So he's asking ki I am working on real problems case study for my portfolio and I am preparing questionnaire for that currently. Please give some tips regarding that plus how to interview user online during pandemic.
Okay, so in this I would suggest that when do you are doing making a questionnaire and sending it to your users, first thing that you should understand what kind of users you are sending it to. You cannot just send it to everybody. There should be a list, a criteria to whom you send the questionnaire, because you want a good insight. So when you're sending them questionnaire, they will send you back their replies, and you can just look in your Google Forms what kind of results you have, results they have given. So this is one way to get the research done in pandemic. And other thing is about calling them. You can call them, you can ask questions, you can record your calls, and you can keep analyzing what they are going through, because call is always a better idea. I would say that questionnaire actually restricts you, because you can ask specific question and they can answer you very specific things. But when you call them, you can have it open ended, you can cross question, you can ask more question to them. So you can book their time slot, you can arrange a hangout call or a Zoom call or even a phone call, and you can record their conversation on Zoom call, hangout call, or while you are talking to them, and keep analyzing, like just go through the calls again and understand what is their pain point. I would say that questionnaire is a good way when you want to ask very specific question. But otherwise, for a new project or something which you are very unclear about, if you want to understand your personas also, I would say that talking is a better idea.
Okay, okay. Now you can move forward to your slide. Uh,
Sure. Okay, so now I would come to industry work. So when I talk about industry work, so it is very important for designers who have 3 or 3+ years of experience to show their industry work. So when you are showing your industry work, it shows that how you can solve the real business problem. Like if if you will come to our company, if we will hire you, how you will tackle this problem, what kind of approach you can use. Because when you are working in an industry, you generally don't follow the idealistic way. You have to mold your process according to the timelines. So sometimes you have a lot of time to do research, sometimes you don't have, you just ship the product, iterate and test it through A/B testing and then reiterate it. So there are other ways. So when designer has like 2, 3 or 4+ years of experience, companies generally look for these kind of things in their portfolio. It is a good way to show your collaboration. means I agree that we all work as a product designers, and generally there is a fun problem statement that is given only to us, and there is no other product designer that is working with us, so we are just focusing. It happens with me also. But when you show collaboration, you can show it with the other stakeholders. Like you can show with the collaboration with your product managers, you can show it with your head of designers. Like it is a good way to, help them understand that you can collaborate well. I would not say just focus complete case study into collaboration, but you should have something where you have written about your roles and responsibility. You should mention about the stakeholders that you have worked with. And if you have worked with, visual designers for iconography or illustration, you can just mention that I've worked with visual designer with for icons and illustration. It will not put any impact on your thing, because they will not judge you that कि तुम्हें नहीं आता बनाना. Because generally I've seen people, दे आस्क मी कि अगर मैं ऐसा लिख दूंगा कि उन्हें लगेगा कि मुझे नहीं आता बनाना, बट ऐसा नहीं होता. Generally they look for that kind of collaboration, that because when you are making too many screens, like you have to make 50 of the screens, you cannot work on illustrations or icons side by side. You are collaborating with your team to ship that product, so it's okay to mention all those things. It's completely fine. Good. And industry work is good for highlighting real challenges. So when I mean by real challenges, it is not only external challenges or the challenges you go through. It's also about the challenges your business is having. So there will be times that your business is having a challenge in having restricted data, that they don't have much data into their system that they can show on the site. एंड दैट टाइम यू थिंक कि यार मेरा यूएक्स खराब हो रहा है, कंपनी के पास ये डेटा नहीं है. बट यू हैव टू थिंक फ्रॉम अ पर्सपेक्टिव दैट वो डेटा कलेक्ट करने के लिए दे हैव टू ऐड अनदर एडिशनल कॉस्ट टू इट, इन विच इज जो तुम्हारे प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर आके कहते हैं कि यार ये नहीं कर सकते हम, क्योंकि ना इसमें मतलब ये नहीं हो सकता बिकॉज अभी हमारे पास डेटा नहीं है. उससे बस यही चीज होती है कि वो डेटा कलेक्ट करने में शायद हमें टाइम लगेगा, शायद हमारी कॉस्ट इंक्रीज होगी. सो यू हैव टू हाईलाइट ऑल दिस थिंग्स कि यार matlab I have proposed this, there were some constraints due to which I was not able to give that kind of solution to the user, but I have come up with a midway. So this kind of approach actually your stakeholders will be looking for when you are showing them the industry work, because these are some of the major problems that every company go through. The kind of struggles showing industry work can have is might be NDA restriction. So when there is NDA restriction, you cannot actually show them numbers, and you have to very clear about what is the rules and regulations of not of what to add in your portfolio and what to not to add in your portfolio. So you have to be very specific about that. तो तुम्हें पता होना चाहिए, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि तुम पे कोई लीगल एक्शन हो जाए. तुमने पब्लिक प्लेटफॉर्म पे डाल दिया है, अब एनडीए के कारण कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो गई, तो वो थोड़ा देखना पड़ेगा इफ योर कंपनी हैज दैट काइंड ऑफ पॉलिसी. और नहीं तो यू कैन सेंड सम ऑफ योर वर्क, you can present your work on hangout call or zoom call and not send them through links and all, so that agar wo share ho jaye. Or you can password save it and change the password each time you send it to your interviewers. So you can take some of these measures and you can make it people should not be able to copy all those things. So you have to be really understand what kind of rules and regulation are there in NDA. And sometimes the other constraint I think that generally people face in industry work, that they feel challenged of mentioning the complete design process. कि यार मैंने वायर फ्रेम तो बनाई नहीं है, मैं ऐड क्या करूँ. फिर वो बाद में केस स्टडी में डालने के लिए वायर फ्रेम बना रहे होते हैं. Actually it is not required. Because from industry work, your interviewer is mostly judging your experience and approach in solving the real business problem. So following the complete design process is okay. If you are not doing that, it's okay to highlight the realistic approach rather than the unrealistic approach and making up things. So these are few things. Nishant, is there any questions? If there are, so I can.
Yes. How much time you have invested in writing this case study?
Now I would say that I'm becoming a little expert in writing case studies. So it takes me a little less time. Means I could write a good case study in like 2-3 days if I spend like focused time into it. But there is a way that I follow. I have defined my own framework, which I will be sharing with you guys so that it will be easier for you as well. And I've defined my own framework, which I follow to write my case studies. And yeah, so I generally take 2-3 days, but when I was starting, it used to take me weeks. So that is there.
Yes. So another question by Rajesh. So he's asking ki, can we make a case study of current organization without having too much of data or data they don't want to disclose?
Yes, you can make it, but then you should be very. It's okay not to have data, but you should be very clear about the kind of problem they are solving. So मतलब नंबर दिखाना जरूरी नहीं है, but जो content है उसमें मतलब if you can write the kind of content, if you mention even the goals very clearly, what kind of things they are trying to solve, even if you don't have numbers, so that's okay. Means everybody cannot show numbers.
Okay, so another question. Do you show your case study and solution together in your portfolio or you show your case study separately?
Uh, can you come again? I didn't get you.
Uh, so what do you show your case study and solution together in your portfolio or you show your case study separately? So what do you
So,
do when you have very long case studies? Matlab, this is the
okay.
question.
So basically, first thing is, case study is about your solution. You cannot write them separately. If you think that solution is just UI, then you are wrong. You can give UI link if you have posted them in your Dribble or Behance पेजेस, वहाँ पे आप यूआई का लिंक दे सकते हो. बट केस स्टडी इज जनरली अबाउट द प्रोसेस, तो उसको एक ही में होना पड़ेगा. आप उसको दो पार्ट्स में डिवाइड कर सकते हो. लाइक यू कैन गिव पार्ट टू लिंक इन द एंड ऑफ योर केस स्टडी, बट देन देयर शुड बी अ प्रॉपर reasoning behind it why this is part 2. That reasoning could be that it was given to me later. मतलब पहले ये वाला फर्स्ट फेज गया था, फिर सेकंड फेज गया था, तो देयर शुड बी प्रॉपर रीजनिंग बिहाइंड इट. मतलब अ पर्सन हु इज रीडिंग इट शुड नॉट फील कि ऐसे एब्रप्टली कुछ हो गया है. मतलब ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. देयर शुड बी अ प्रॉपर एंडिंग टू एवरी केस स्टडी. And plus I think it should be in one. First thing, UI link could be, there could be UI link. आप उसमें UI screens मत दो if you think it is getting too big. And plus don't make your case studies too big. First thing, like अगर तुम्हें लगता है कि तुम्हारी केस स्टडी बहुत बड़ी हो रही है, तो चक फ्यू कंटेंट आउट ऑफ इट जो तुम्हें लगता है इट्स नॉट रेलेवेंट, जस्ट चक इट. और rather than showing complete insights or metric or everything, just give link. If you think there is an excel which is already made, वहाँ का अगर तुमको लगता है कि तुम उसका लिंक दे सकते हो तो लिंक दे दो. Don't try to show each and everything in your portfolio.
Okay, so
Yeah.
there is another question from Bhavna. What if we join the company in the middle of the project and the research and to some extent wireframing is also done and then you take it forward? How to make case study of such a project?
So in if uh, in that case, because you have joined in middle, it doesn't mean that you have not worked on it. So obviously you are not part of the wireframing session or research session, but you will be given hand holding in all those things. So it's okay to mention that what was the research about. It's okay you have not done it first handedly, but the solution that you are proposing is yours. So you can mention that this was our research. Maybe you should write little less about it because it was given to you by somebody else. All those insights were given to you by somebody else. तो उसका सेक्शन थोड़ा छोटा कर सकते हो, बट इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू राइट ऑल दोज थिंग्स इन योर सोल्यूशन. एंड इट्स ओके टू ज्वाइन इन मिडिल. At the end, when you talk about team, in team you work as a whole. You don't go, मतलब कि अब ऐसा है कि अगर मैं डिजाइन सिस्टम बना रही हूँ तो मैं ये नहीं कर सकती ना कि यार मैंने बनाया है, कोई और यूज नहीं करेगा. करेंगे तो सभी डिजाइनर यूज. अगर कल को कोई और डिजाइनर आके बोलते हैं कि आज मैं इसमें और कुछ एडिशन करूंगा, तो आई कैन नॉट से ना दैट कि मैंने बनाया था तो मुझे बताओ, मैं अप्रूव करूंगी. So it cannot happen. If you're working in a team, you're working in a team. Sometimes you work more, sometimes you work less, but there's always hand holding. They give you insights and you take it and you work on something. So even when you're working in a team, you're working with multiple stakeholders, product managers, of the visual designers, UX designers, and all those things. But you collaborate what you want to show. So as I told you, that in roles and responsibility, you should mention, you should give them about credits, like they were people who were working on this project, and I have picked this project from here, and from there I felt these challenges and these struggles. And maybe you decided to do a research when, because you are feeling challenged, तो तुम अपने प्रोडक्ट, अपने डिजाइनर, हेड ऑफ डिजाइन से जाके बात कर सकते हो कि यार ये मेरे पास डेटा है इस चीज का, बट मेरे को भी एक रिसर्च करनी है टू अंडरस्टैंड कि क्या है. दे विल नेवर से नो. मतलब वो ये नहीं कहेंगे कि यार तुम जो है उसके साथ करो. दे विल नेवर. They want you to do research, to dive into your problem statement.
Okay, so there are a few more questions.
Yeah.
The question is, what should be the ideal size pages or screen of case study?
ओके. सो मेरी जो फर्स्ट केस स्टडी थी वो शायद 15 पेजेस की थी. तो आई वुड नॉट से दैट कि एक्सटेंड नहीं होता, बट विद टाइम्स यू विल स्टार्ट लर्न, मतलब विद प्रैक्टिस एंड ऑल यू विल स्टार्ट रियलाइजिंग दैट टू मेनी पेज एक्चुअली डोंट वर्क. So try to include lot of links and don't go beyond 4-5 pages. 4-5 pages is like the maximum thing, but 5 pages including your UI and other wireframes and all. So try to be little crisp and clear in your case study, because people will get bored of scanning too much content.
So another question from Arsh. So I am presently working on concept project for my portfolio. Should I draft the case study parallelly or after completing the project?
um See, matlab, I would say that case studies are generally meant to be draft after the project. It is not that you can do it simultaneously, because that ways you will not be able to understand कि क्या process से उसके insights क्या होंगे, या what kind of things you will be learning about. That will be like totally gone. So I would recommend that you should spend time writing your portfolio case study after your project gets over. But you can keep writing notes about it if you think it's a big project and you will forget about it. So you can keep writing notes about it, but try to create a case study after it gets over.
Okay, so another question from Sagar. Most of the PM and APM interviews are asking for the user journey design with wireframes for a specific problem statement. What kind of difference shall be there between a case study or solution for a product manager and product designer?
So I would say that when I talk about product designer and product manager, when you are writing a case study as a product manager, your focus should be more on solving the business problem. Obviously it should be with user need, but you should know how to marry them like very well. Like when you are writing about a case study as a product manager, you should at every process or every step you should know that if you are solving this user need, what kind of impact it is creating on business. For a product designer, it is more about execution of that problem, like of coming up with the solution. But for a product manager, it is more about marrying the goals of user needs and business throughout the process.
Okay, you can carry forward.
Sure. Okay. So here are ways of writing case studies. So basically, there could be three ways. First is before and after. So I'll show you with an example. Okay. So this is one of my case study where I've taken approach of before and after. It is very important to write an overview because people don't know what OYO life is. So it is easy to understand. The brief uh, means what kind of problem I'm trying to solve, what kind of problem was given to me from a business. business goal and user goals. It is very important, as I already told you, even in industry work. Then I have given the old product listing page. Like, I cannot show the numbers here, so I have taken this concept of showing low, average, good, so that it gives some idea to my reader that what kind of matrix it could be generating. These are some of the goals and the matrix that we are trying to chase through this project. The kind of design process I followed here, so it looks like a huge process, but this project was of really short duration. But I kind of followed all these process because it was my first project at Oyo, and I want to understand the users also. So I did the complete thing. But if you will see, it is not एक्चुअली द आइडियलिस्टिक प्रोसेस जो तुम्हें दिखता है, मतलब इट्स अ रियलिस्टिक प्रोसेस जो मैंने फॉलो किया है एक इंडस्ट्री प्रोजेक्ट में. सो आई गॉट दिस प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट, आई understood my user need and made this user journey. So when I'm writing user need and journey, that doesn't mean I created complete journey map or something like that. I understood what is the journey of my user. I understood, like, how I spent time understanding, I spent time interviewing them and understood the journey. When I'm talking about empathy and sketching, that doesn't mean I spend time sketching on whiteboards and all those things. Rather, I spend time sketching and understanding and empathizing with them कि यार अगर मैं उस situation में होती तो मैं कैसे करती, मतलब that was my understanding. When I'm talking about design, then you know what I'm talking about. When I'm talking about tracking data, then I'm tracking the data of my design. I have not made any prototypes and I'm not tested with my user because I was not given enough time. Rather, I shipped my design, I tracked the data, and I iterated it into different versions to make it more stable design. So this is a realistic approach. So sometimes your approach can differ from project to project in industry, and you should write those things. Like, just don't think कि मैं ये नहीं ये लिख दूंगा तो ऐसा तो कोई प्रोसेस होता ही नहीं है, तो फिर मेरे को वो मेरा पोर्टफोलियो अच्छा नहीं बनेगा, ऐसा नहीं होता. इफ यू विल गो विद रियलिस्टिक अप्रोच, दे विल अप्रिशिएट इट बिकॉज दीज आर द काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स दे आर ऑल्सो फेसिंग. So try to be realistic. So these are some of the challenges. So these are not, if you will see that I have not mentioned any of the challenges which are the digital challenges. I have went beyond that and I have understood what are the actual challenges that a user can face offline, like while renting a house. So I have mentioned all those things. For my interviewer, it is very important because they understand that कि मैंने सिर्फ डेटा या यूजर बिहेवियर ऑन ऐप बस उस पे मैं रिस्ट्रिक्ट नहीं हुई हूँ. मैंने थोड़ा और मतलब थोड़ा और समझने की कोशिश करी है. लाइक थोड़ा और यूजर से बात करके पता करने की कोशिश करिए कि क्या चैलेंजेस उनको एक्चुअली फेस होते हैं. Plus, I have written some logical problems. So these are the kind of problems actually Oyo Life is solving. So I have written all those things. So I could say कि यार मतलब these are my user problems. These are the logical problems that they're facing, and these are some of the USP of my business. So I'm trying to somewhat collaborating my business goals with my case study to give them that kind of feeling. In journey map, so this journey map was not actually which I made during the project, but this was a journey map which I thought through when I was doing my project. तो हम जर्नी मैप ये सोच के बनाते हैं कि हम वो बना देते हैं उनको दिखाने के लिए कि हमने ऐसा किया था, बट ऐसा नहीं होता है. मतलब sometimes you create things while you are doing your portfolio, but then you have thought of it while you are doing your project. So you can do that, but then you should be very realistic and tell them that I created it because I did that process when I was doing my project to make it look visually appealing and to make it to create that impact in my portfolio. I created this map. You should be very realistic in your industrial work because people are not fool who are hiring you or who are interviewing you. So I have not spent much time on sketching this. This was मतलब I just spent ऐसे थोड़ा सा वो करा था. तो to go with the realistic approach, I just added one sketch. I've seen people sketching, spending time while they're doing their portfolio. Just don't do that. Whatever you have, it's okay to have, because sometimes you don't sketch also, matlab that's okay, because sometimes your feature is such a small feature and you don't and you know your UI so well that you don't need time to sketch make sketches and all, so it's okay not to have a sketch, it's completely fine. So here I try to take a before and after approach, because I was redesigning. So I kind of said that old search bar was like this and new search bar is like this, so it kind of give a impact key matlab which is better, and what, and here I've mentioned like how much improvement has made in discovery of a product. Plus I was also trying to say that earlier head text was written something else, and now I have written the text in a different way, where is your college and office, which is actually when I was walking through my interview for this project, I have before and after. And plus I know I can I have already told him about my research, like what kind of research I'm doing, so I can give reasoning to him, like why I have chosen this text. So when you are presenting your case study to your interviewer, try to make it like a story. Don't try to tell about your processes. Don't tell बार बार मतलब कि हमने research किया था, हमने तो ये किया था, हमने तो वो किया था. That doesn't actually work. You just give them a highlight at the top and then focus more on your execution part while you are presenting your case study, industry products especially. So in my property card, like I've shown them that this was my old property card, this was my new property card, and these were the elements that I've added, what kind of impact it has created, and all those things. So generally, when I am giving my interviews and I have to present my case study, I choose this case study because it is easier to present. So before and after case studies are generally impactful when you are presenting for an interview, because it gives a kind of impact where you can show that what happened before and what how much changes you have made and what kind of impact it has created, so you can tell them screen by screen. So for interview walkthrough or case study, you can go with this before and after approach. So yeah, so this is one of the area where I've redesigned the filters, and then I've even I've also mentioned the variant A and variant B because I did some iterations and made some changes. So I have mentioned about the CTAs and all. So you can also, if you have done some A/B testing on your designs, it's good to show that. So you can show those kind of variants and talk about that, what kind of impact that has created, and what kind of design you have chosen finally, and what was the impact of that final design. And in the end, it's good to have your insights, which is results, and conclusion is basically more about your learning, your personal learning, and your learning for your business. So it's good this is about before and after case study, which is good for when you are presenting your case study to your interviewers. The other kind of case study is infographics. So I'm going to show you one of my example from my case study only, that okay, so here I'm trying to, because this was a long case study, I just came across a question यहाँ पे आपने पूछा था कि अगर बहुत ज़्यादा बड़ी case study हो गई तो क्या करें, तो try to go with infographics, because ये बहुत बड़ी case study थी और ये मेरा मतलब 6 महीने का project था, तो obviously बहुत ही बड़ा था, तो उस हिसाब से मैंने इसमें बहुत सारे infographics डाले. तो मतलब even gold I've explained it in a infographic way, so that अगर मेरा इंटरव्यूअर स्कैन कर रहा है तो ही शुड बी इजिली अंडरस्टैंड कि अगर वो थोड़ा सा पढ़ रहा है और थोड़ा सा देख रहा है तो ही शुड बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट वेल. इवन द प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट आई ट्राई टू वेंट विद द आइकन्स एंड adding elements to my case study. Even if you'll see in my user research, I have defined, like I've spent much time defining two type of personas. Rather I've mentioned my personas like this, like what from merchants I got these insights, like what they're saying. I tried to put them in dialogue because it gives a kind of feeling that they're actually saying this. From customers, these were my feedback, so I've added those. So they don't have to read everything, they can just read this and get an idea ki what it is about. In my user journey, I've I've written like I've categorized. This also I've created a visual kind of thing so that I can easily tell them ki what I'm talking about. So here I've added more of infographics. Even this, it is an infographic. Like I've told, like 0 to 1 in 1 hour people generally redeem their voucher. 8% people redeem in 2 to 4 hours. 4% redeem into 5 to 7 hours. So mostly 1 to 2 hours. So they can judge. They can analyze things. Like even if you see insights are also infographics. So I've added content into my infographics. Uh, I've another stages of my design, like how I started and how I ended my project. Like I started with the IVR call, and then I introduced in merchant app, and then I introduced a new feature. So at every stage, what was my objective and goal? Like because these were 3 different projects, right? Because it was a 6 month long project, तो obviously मुझे हर stage का एक वो देना है कि उसका ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या था, उसका गोल क्या था, रीजन फॉर अडॉप्शन, फेलियर, डिजाइन स्क्रिप्ट. तो मतलब मैंने इसमें ज्यादा टाइम स्पेंड नहीं करा है कि मैं हर उसका प्रोसेस दूं. रैदर मैंने हर स्टेज को एक उसका ऑब्जेक्टिव गोल, उसका रीजन फॉर अडॉप्शन, मैंने उसे क्यों किया था, उसके पॉसिबल वो फेल क्यों हो गया, और उसकी डिजाइन स्क्रिप्ट क्या थी अगर कोई है तो. फिर सेकंड उसका सक्सेस रेट, अडेप्टेबिलिटी रेट. आई ट्राई not to show too much overview problem statement for each of these category. Rather I showed what went good, what went bad about these features. Then my second approach was this. Here also I mentioned like the objective goals, possible failures, learnings, and the screens that I've created. So I have, because this was a 6 month project, तो obviously मैंने भी बहुत सारा काम किया था इसमें. But I know like what I have to show, what my interviewer will be seeing, and how much level he will be seeing. He will not scroll my 15 page of case study. Rather, he will just scroll like 2 3 pages, 5 pages, and just have to get the idea ki what is my approach, what I can do. And these kind of case studies are generally good to show in send in portfolio links. It is not recommended to tell them while you are presenting your case study in a call, because at this point they get little confused, because this is your 6 month project and you have actually minus lot of content out of it. So it's good to send the link of this kind of case study to them, but don't try to present them in your portfolio call. Rather go with before and after. It is easier, it is impactful, and it kind of create a different it kind of give them an understanding that what kind of process you can follow in your project. The other thing is storytelling. So the challenge I faced in this project was like I spent too much time into it, but the outcome was not as expected, because there were a lot of constraints, technical constraints. And बस वो रहा था जैसे कि the priority get lower. मतलब if you are like you have if you have experience of 2 3 4 years of working in industry, you can understand कि कई projects तुम कर रहे होते हो और उसकी priority low हो जाती है, and you have already spent too much time into it, and then you were asked to just shift certain things out of it, and then what, like you have already spent, right? So I have to write about it, my journey, because here I want to tell them, okay, this was not the kind of project I was expecting it to be, but I have spent like a lot of time into it. So I kind of created a story out of it. So even in introduction, rather than telling about OYO life and challenges of OYO life, I kind of tell about, told about the importance of product detail page, because here in this project I've redesigned the product detail page. So I've said that what is the importance of product detail page, how it is useful for a business, how it is useful for a user. So all those things. That then I had created like a story kind of thing, how I started. This is a kind of graphics I use to create that kind of story feeling so that people can relate to it. I've tried to reduce the content to very less, because I want them to read it and connect with this and my journey of being a designer, and how I went through it, went through the final solution. So even here, if you see, I have written like a lot of things in bullet point, because I want to focus on one specific thing, one specific thing that I'm telling to my reader, and plus I want them to make a visual image as I'm going through. So if you will see my titles also, who are the customers, like I'm trying to say that who are I was trying to say that these questions are I was asking these questions, like I was the one who is asking this question to myself, who are the customers, and now I'm doing my and following my process. And even while making the graphics for it, I was trying to create more of rather than using straight lines and all, I was trying to create use more of the graphics, which is uh, not very perfect, which is like a storybook, which is giving that impact that it is an article and you can read it like just like that. Even a person who is not a product designer will read this, will get an idea that what I'm talking about. So looking for a visual tool, so this is something with, okay, my user is looking for a visual, it shows like this is kind of something like a research kind of thing. And rather than use talking about like how much people have researched and what kind of questions I've asked, rather I've shown like what they say, like I want to know the details of my room, I wanted to know things around the property, so those kind of thing, keeping myself into user shoes. So here also I've given like a kind of infographic where I say that मेरे user को ये सब चाहिए होता है, and I said that I understand. Okay, मतलब that is kind of creating a feel that okay, मतलब because every designer go in that area where they talk to users too much and then they understand what they need. So that kind of graphic. Then sketching it out. Like this was my initial wireframe which I proposed, and I would say that 20% of it was actually used. So there every segment that I've redesigned have a reasoning behind it. So I've not just jump to my UI and thought कि मैं ये बना देती हूँ. मैंने research किया, then every element and position of every element which I have decided has a strong reasoning behind it, that why I am doing it. Why? Because my user has a, because generally जब आपको ये challenges आपने बहुत time face करे होंगे अपने जब डिलीवरेबल्स देख रहे हो, प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर बोलते हैं ये क्यों बनाना है. सो अगर आप बोलोगे ना कि मुझे लगा या मैंने सोचा कि ऐसे करूंगी, तो समटाइम इट्स ओके, समटाइम इट्स नॉट. But when you have that strong reasoning that I have spoken to my 5 of the user and they think that this is what, and I think that this is required, they're asking for it, there is solid reasoning behind it, they will understand you. They might have some reason to decline it, but they will understand and they will actually respect that kind of approach. So it's okay to do research and tell them about the insights that you have gained from your user interviews, because I've seen people पूरे एफर्ट्स मार लेते हैं, सब कुछ कर लेते हैं, बट व्हेन दे आर प्रेजेंटिंग दे जस्ट डोंट advocate too much for their users. They cannot say too much for their users, rather कि हाँ भाई मतलब तुम accept कर लो, sign off दे दो, बस ठीक है. But it's okay to fight, it's okay to put your points, it's okay that it don't get implemented, it's okay. So for industrial projects it's okay. Then I have written this thing like user experience versus what can be developed. So this is the kind of challenges I face, and in storytelling approach it is very important for your viewer to understand कि मैंने ये बनाया था but what can be developed. मतलब for a person who is interviewing you, like who is reading your case study, who is a designer, they can understand, they can empathize with you and understand these situation. And then if you write like few altered goal, they will understand that you have changed your goal, like your business goal was the same but your things got changed in the end, because it cannot be developed because of the few tech reasons. And in learnings I've mentioned all these things, that because of my constraints of having not enough data about certain things, I was not able to implement my design, but it looks complete when I was completing a wireframe. So it is a good approach. So this is good to show in your case study interview when you are presenting this kind of case study. It's good if you can really well tell the story like this. But if you're not a good storyteller, I would suggest that you should not go with this approach, because writing a storytelling can help you edit a lot of time, but presenting could not they will not give you chance to present again. So if you are not a good storyteller, you should not present that in your case study interview. Rather, you can just follow the before and after approach. That is much easier to follow. So yeah. So Nishant, any questions for me?
Yes, yes, there are some questions. So
Yeah.
Priyanka is asking, what will be your advice for designers when attempting for a first UX design interview? How was your first experience of technical round of UX design interview?
Huh. So means matlab I failed a lot of times, so it's okay to fail. But I would say that if you are giving interview for the first time, try to be little confident that it's okay that they will ask you question which you don't know answers of, and it's okay to commit that ki I don't have experience in that, and I cannot I don't know like how it goes. So it's okay to do that. Plus you should be very clear about the job description. Means sometimes even you are, if even as a fresher, if you are applying and you should go through the job description, you should be prepared. After reading that job description, you should get an idea कि वो चाहते क्या है तुमसे, so that you can be little prepared. You should be prepared by reading. मतलब थोड़ी वीडियोस देख लो इससे पहले कि इंटरव्यू कैसा होता है. ये सब चीजें मैंने नहीं करी तो मेरे को बहुत चैलेंजिंग लगता था, बट अब मैं ये करती हूँ. तो मुझे लगता है इट्स अ गुड आइडिया टू रीड द जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन एंड मेक योर सेल्फ प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर द इंटरव्यू, rather than just ऐसी कि चलो कूद के देखते हैं, तैरना तो सीख जाएंगे. मतलब तैरना तो सीख ही जाओगे, बट फिर एक इंटरव्यू क्रैक करके नहीं सीखोगे, शायद 5-6 इंटरव्यू क्रैक करके सीखोगे. तो I would say that read job description first, know about the company. If there is a designer who has put some blog about their case studies or something of that specific company, read about that, so you will get to know about their approach and the kind of process they follow when doing the design. So that way you will also feel little confident while in the interview. And plus I would say that read some basic thing about UX experience process. Means I would not ask you to read articles about UX design or take a small course or something. Maybe you can go through some portfolios, or you can read about some case studies ki what kind of approach people use, what is the practical thing that people do in industry work. Yeah. Another question, Nishan?
Okay, yes. So when we say research of UX, what is it actually about? Like, how do you get for it? Does it really mean Googling tons and tons of material regarding a problem and how to club all our research properly?
Okay. So I would say that research could be online, and research could be asking users, and research could be understanding your data. Means anything is good. But when you are doing an online research, you should be very specific about what kind of questions you are asking, because you cannot just say कि मैं मेरे को रिसर्च करना है फूड डिलीवरी ऐप पे. ठीक है, और तुमने फूड डिलीवरी ऐप टाइप कर दिया और उस पर तो बहुत सब चीजें आ जाएंगी. मतलब व्हाट इज योर, you should be very focused when you are doing research, because अगर तुम्हारे पास इतना सारा रिजल्ट आ जाएगा, you will find it difficult to break it down. You will find it difficult to sort those research items. Rather, you should be very focused, like what kind of questions I'm asking. As you prepare a questionnaire when you are doing an interview, you should have a questionnaire ready. You have questions ready when you are doing an online research also. Because I felt I used to do this lot of times in my project. और उससे क्या होता था कि मेरी अटेंशन, मैं डिस्ट्रैक्ट हो जाती थी. मतलब मैं प्रॉब्लम पे फोकस नहीं कर पाती थी. प्लस मेरे को ना और आइडियाज आने लग जाते थे कि मैं कैसे करूँ, क्या ये भी कर सकते हैं, ये भी कर सकते हैं, ये भी कर सकते हैं. एक्चुअली दिस इज नॉट अ गुड आइडिया कि हम क्या कर सकते हैं. रादर वी शुड फोकस ऑन द प्रॉब्लम गिवन टू अस एंड find solution for that first, and then approach ki other solutions kya ho sakte hain uske. So try to have a questions ready before you do online research, so that it is easier for you to sort it out later.
Okay. So another question from Bhavna. What kind of approach should we take in writing case study of a product that is designed from scratch?
Okay, so are you talking about industry project or self-initiated?
Bhavna, you can come. Industry project.
Okay, so it is the same process that you will follow in the self-initiated project, because you have to design. And it is a great idea, right? Because you are designing it from the scratch, you can show your challenges that you are facing. So when you are designing something from the scratch, there will be high focus on the challenging and constraints and problems you were facing while finding that solution. So I would not say that categories or process of writing a case study would change in that case, but obviously your approach will change. Like you have to decide ki you have to spend more time in writing challenges and research rather than focus more or less on execution, because उस time तक हो सकता है that your product is not completely stable, so you will execute only the you will only show the first phase of your project. So you have to divide your project in a way that it looks more complete, that अभी मैंने research पे ज़्यादा focus करो, challenges पे ज़्यादा focus करो, what is your role and responsibility, और जो execution होगा which is a UI, maybe you can give it a less priority. I would say it should be there, but it should have a less priority, and you should say that I'm iterating on it. Like when you are writing about the conclusion and your learnings, then you should tell about that it is the first phase and I'm rebuilding on it. I'm creating more stable product with this analysis.
So Shrikant is asking, how do I start? Second. How do I start case study, like direct by infographic or any document first before create infographic style?
Can you come again, Nishan?
How do I start case study, like direct by infographics or any document first before creating an infographic style?
No. So don't go with infographics or anything in first go. मतलब try to have rough notes first, and then when you are making the final draft, then decide कि मुझे क्या infographic में convert करना है और क्या सिर्फ content रखना है और कितना मुझे उसमें से delete करना है, मतलब वो मुझे दिखाना ही नहीं है. So first try to have rough notes and don't think about layouts and all.
Okay. So another question from Arsh. So he's asking ki you are mentioning data. Can you please explain what type of data and how to use the data in design process?
So when I'm talking about data specifically, I am talking about the data that is collected from Google Analytics, Hotjar, Crazy again, on all these tools which we use on our app to understand the user behavior digitally. And if you are going with a self-initiated, you can use data which you gather from user questionnaires, like interviewing user with questionnaires. You get like a lot of data in that questionnaire Google form format, like they give you graphs and all, so you can use those data also.
Okay, so only these questions.
Okay. So yeah, so how do I start? First, just think about that. Is it an interview assignment? It is for your self-initiated project, or you are writing a industrial case study. These are the three things that you should ask yourself before writing any case study, because it will help you to break down the problem in a way and understand that कि मुझे कितना किस चीज के लिए लिखना है. So it मतलब just don't start, just plan it first. So if you are writing for interview assignment, generally they will give you a assignment which is very abstract, right? So try to identify 2-3 key problems from them, because अगर तुम पूरी problem एक ही problem पे focus करोगे, then it will give a wrong impression about you. Rather, just focused on 2-3 problems. Suppose if it's a food delivery app, तो you can say कि मेरे को टैप्स कम करने हैं, या मुझे मतलब फूड डिलीवरी चेकआउट प्रोसेस कम करना है. मतलब यू कैन आइडेंटिफाई दोज 2-3 की प्रॉब्लम्स एंड देन सॉल्व फॉर इट and highlight the process, because your interviewer will be majorly looking for what is your approach, like how you have break down the problem, how you have identified 2-3 key problems, and what key problems you have identified, and what kind of process you have followed, and how you have executed it. His major focus will be on your approach and execution in the interview assignment. So for the number of pages, I would say that don't go beyond, for this specific kind of case study, don't go beyond 2-3 pages, because it becomes really boring when interviewer is looking for 5-6 pages ka case study or 4-5 pages ka case study and reading through it. Try to go little less and make it more visual. For self-learning project, I would say that, you can create your own process, because you can say कि यार मेरे को ना questionnaire बनाने नहीं आते हैं, so let's include a questionnaire thing in my process, or let's include empathy map in my process, affinity map, anything you want to explore in your self-initiated case study. But the point is that whatever technique you are using, you should learn about it, because generally self-initiated case studies takes time to get to implement or to write, because you are also learning side by side. You cannot say कि यार मैं सेल्फ इनिशिएटेड केस स्टडी बना रही हूँ, मैं यूजर इंटरव्यू करती हूँ, मैं उसके बारे में पढ़ती नहीं हूँ, बस बना देती हूँ बिकॉज मेरे को थोड़ी सी अंडरस्टैंडिंग तो है. ऐसा नहीं होता. इफ यू आर इन दिस, basically it's more about your self learning and you are learning through it. So spend some time learning all the techniques that you want to include in your process. Or and here I would say that your interviewer will be looking about the kind of process you have followed, what in your self initiated project, and kind of solution that you have proposed, and insights. Rather than execution, means UI is important if you are if they are hiring a product designer or UX UI designer, but they will look for the kind of process, what techniques you have followed, and what kind of solution and insights you have given. For industrial work, I would say that try to be realistic, try to show your user goal and business goal, show it in all the project, I would say, because it is the most important and very important thing for any of the case studies. But for industrial work, it is really important that you show your user goals and user needs and problems. Explain your role, because there are multiple designers. You should explain your role and what kind of challenges you have faced to do this project, and be realistic. Don't just uh, don't just copy things from internet and put them into portfolio after your thing is completed. Matlab, be realistic. If you have not followed a particular process, or if you have followed a particular process, just focus on that particular process, because they will be judging on your approach that you follow in your industrial work, and kind of attitude you have, and kind of personality you have. So your personality is generally shown by the वर्क यू आर शोइंग. बिकॉज अगर तुम बहुत सारे इन्फोग्राफिक यूज कर रहे हो, अगर तुम बहुत सारा कंटेंट यूज कर रहे हो और उसको फिल्टर नहीं कर रहे हो और उसको एडिट नहीं कर रहे, तो मे बी दे माइट थिंक कि यू आर नॉट केपेबल ऑफ डूइंग समथिंग, या तुमने अच्छे से नहीं उसको एक्सप्लेन करा है. सो दे विल जज योर पर्सनैलिटी. सो try to be little creative in your industrial work. Okay, so this is a kind of case study framework that I generally follow, and it helps me out, because पहले तो मैं जब मैंने अपनी first case study लिखी थी, there was no format. I was taking inspiration from various case studies and following what I think was likable to me. So but I think that if you will follow this format, it will help you in many ways. So for introduction, you have to have your overview, because everybody is not aware of your product. because अभी मेरे पास एक क्वेश्चन आपने जो पूछा था कि अगर प्रोडक्ट स्क्रैच से स्टार्ट करना हो या स्क्रैच से केस स्टडी लिखनी हो तो क्या करेंगे. तो ओवरव्यू बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. मतलब उसमें उसमें तो देयर इज नो एस्केप, बिकॉज when I'm reading about your case study, I should know that what your product is about, what kind of problem you will be solving. Problem statement is equally important. मतलब इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि अगर तुमको प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट कोई असाइनमेंट के थ्रू मिली है, यू शुड रीफ्रेम दैट प्रॉब्लम, बिकॉज दैट गिव्स अ अंडरस्टैंडिंग टू योर इंटरव्यूअर कि हाउ have you understood the problem well, or what kind of 3 key problems that you are focusing on. Business and user goals are really important. It's okay if you don't know any numbers or matrix here, but there is always a business problem. There is always a business goal and user goal when you are starting a project, and you should be very clear about that कि तुम क्या solve कर रहे हो. They might change while you are doing the project. In the end they might change. You can highlight them in the end, but initial में एक बिजनेस गोल और एक यूजर गोल तो होगा ही होगा. मतलब अगर कोई बोलता है कि कोई था नहीं या हमने सोचा नहीं, तो मेरे को लगता है कि मैं उसकी केस स्टडी ना पढूं, बिकॉज आई एम नॉट एबल टू. ओके, मतलब मैं मेरे को 10 स्टेप चढ़ने हैं और आपने मेरे थर्ड और फोर्थ स्टेप गायब कर दिया है. हाउ विल आई जस्ट डू आई हैव टू जंप ऑन इट? or do have to do something else on it. You have to follow, you have to write business and user goal. Your roles and responsibilities equally important. You can write and you can decide the number of words or number of paragraphs you want to use on it. मतलब अगर तुम्हारे roles and responsibility में तुमने बहुत ज़्यादा काम करा है या कुछ करा है तो तुम उसे highlight करो. बट ऐसा भी नहीं चाहिए कि पूरी केस स्टडी में सिर्फ रोल्स एंड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी आ रही है, क्योंकि रोल्स एंड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी मैंने देखा है कि प्रोसेस भी लोग इंक्लूड कर देते हैं कि भाई मैंने ये भी करा, मैंने वो भी करा. इट्स नॉट वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. रोल्स एंड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी में ट्राई टू focus on what was your contribution and who were your stakeholders. It's okay not to name them, but it's very good to tell them that they are product manager, visual designers, illustrator, head of design, and all those people. The challenges could be external and internal. By internal challenges, I would mean that challenges related to the data into your system. Like मेरे system में मैं ये दिखाना चाहता हूँ, but मेरे backend में तो ये data flow नहीं होता है, ये float ही नहीं होता है, या कुछ API calls होने में बहुत time लग जाएगा. There could be internal challenges, वो तुम highlight कर सकते हो. There could be external challenges, like मुझे पता ही नहीं मेरे को किस यूजर से इंटरव्यू करना है, मुझे पता ही नहीं मैं कैसे इंटरव्यू करूंगा उन्हें, बिकॉज मेरा प्रोडक्ट ऐसा नहीं है. मैं B2B ऐप पे काम कर रहा हूँ, मेरे यूजर्स ही नहीं मुझे पता, अभी तो मैं प्रोडक्ट स्क्रैच से बना रहा हूँ. सो ऑल दीज चैलेंजेस यू कैन फेस. So these are some of the challenges that you should highlight before in the introduction itself. What you did. So this is the major thing where your interviewer will scan through. So try to be a little creative. So you should be very clear about your target audience. You can take even 1 page or 1.5 page to talk about them, because as a user experience designer you should be very very focused towards talking about users, what kind of problems they face and all those things. So it's okay to talk about them, it's okay to have like a content about them, but ट्राई टू हैव अ स्ट्रैटेजी बिहाइंड इट. मतलब बस ये मत करो कि विजुअली एक फोटो दिखा दी, उसमें डेमोग्राफिक्स दिखा के अपना 2 पेज भर दिए, ऐसा मत करो. अगर तुम उसके लिए काफी टाइम स्पेंड कर रहे हो उस पर लिखने के लिए, तो ट्राई टू शो द जर्नी, लाइक एम्पैथी मैप, एम्पैथी के कुछ की पॉइंट्स की व्हाट काइंड ऑफ पेन पॉइंट्स दे फेसिंग, द काइंड ऑफ थिंग अप्रोच आई फॉलोड इन my airline wali case study, where I have spent too much time understanding my user, because it was important for me to understand to create that solution. So if you are making spending too much time on user, then it should be strategic. It should not be just like that. Process is important. It's okay to have one पैराग्राफ फॉर रिसर्च. अगर तुमने ज्यादा रिसर्च नहीं करी है और या तुम्हारे पास कुछ ज्यादा क्वेश्चंस नहीं थे पूछने के लिए, तुमने ओपन एंडेड रखा है, इट्स ओके टू हैव, बट इट इज गुड टू हैव. मतलब अगर तुम रिसर्च और डिस्कवरी के बारे में थोड़ा बोलोगे तो वो अच्छा रहता है, बट इट्स ओके कि अगर तुम उसके लिए बहुत सारे पेजेस नहीं लगते, इट्स ओके. आउटकम वही कि वायर फ्रेम होना चाहिए, यूआई होना चाहिए. I would say that before creating the UI, you should be able to say कि मैंने UI क्यों बनाया. मैं जब ये UI बना रहा था तो मैंने क्या सोच के बनाया था. Just don't jump into UI. मतलब इतना सारा काम करा, टारगेट ऑडियंस समझी, सब कुछ किया और UI पे ऐसे ही जंप कर दिया, and then design actually fails because my UI was not equally good जैसे मैंने रिसर्च किया था. सो ट्राई टू स्पेंड सम टाइम अंडरस्टैंडिंग कि मैं ये यूआई बना क्यों रहा हूँ, मतलब मेरे को क्यों चाहिए. इट्स ओके कि अगर मैं फॉन्ट ज्यादा बड़े कर रहा हूँ तो मतलब मेरे टारगेट ऑडियंस की प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व होनी चाहिए. विजुअली इट शुड लुक इक्वली अपीलिंग. सो यू आर द पर्सन. मतलब यू कैन नॉट से यार ये अच्छा नहीं दिख रहा है, ये ऐसा नहीं दिख रहा है, यार मेरे को अपने यूजर की प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करनी है. ट्राई टू फिगर आउट अ वे. Key findings. In key findings, majorly so this is the most ignored part I would say, and it is the most important part of your case study. मतलब मैंने जितने भी case study reviews अभी करे हैं, जो भी मैं mentorship उसमें weekends पे करती हूँ लोगों की case study, they forget about this. मतलब I don't know why they forget about it. This is the मतलब इतना सब कुछ करके you don't highlight what is your insights, and even if they highlight in such a manner that वो पढ़ा ही नहीं जाता है. It's not readable. It's too much infographic that I cannot correlate. I cannot see कि what kind of impact it has created. So give it. It's okay not to have like lot of insights. It's okay not to have like 100 or 200 of key findings. It's okay you have focus more on 5 key findings, but then it should look impactful. It is your solution, it is something you have drive out of it, it is a kind of impact that you have created from the problem you are solving. So it is good to, it is very must to have. So please don't just forget about it, because in 90% of case studies I have not find key findings there, and even if they're there, they are not relevant enough. So try to understand how to write key findings and insights. In conclusion and learning, as I mentioned before also, like multiple times, that it could be personal and it could be business and it could be both. So when you are writing about learnings, it's for industrial project, it is very important that you also mention about learnings about your business and your personal growth. But for self-initiated project, it's okay to write about your personal growth, because there's no business involved. You have actually made a product from scratch, so it's okay to write about your personal learnings. This is a small uh, framework that I use. And these are some of the things that you should have, good to have, and no. So basically, must have. You should reframe your problem statement. You should have your business goals and user goals. You should share about your contribution. There should be a design process. There should be findings and there should be conclusion. It's okay if you are having, if you don't know how to find out the opportunities, because many of the project you will not be able to understand how to figure out the opportunities. It's okay, but it's good to have when you're doing a self-initiated project, where you can easily find about the opportunities a business could have from the problem that you are trying to solve. Graphs, it's okay to have it, and it's good to have, because when you're doing your user interview and questionnaire, you get like Google पे थोड़े छोटे छोटे graphs मिलते हैं. अगर if you will add those graphs, it will add a value to your case study. But it's okay if you don't have it, मतलब don't stress on it too much. Link of questionnaire, prototype, interview recordings, it's good to have. Means if you want to tell कि हाँ मैंने सच में ये सब किया है, and you want to prove your point, you can have the links rather than showing a screenshot of questionnaire or prototype or interview recordings. You can just have a link of it, so that your interview know, yeah, she has actually spent time on doing in-depth research. I've seen people, this is like something which is very unrealistic. People taking interview का photo ले रहे हैं. मतलब ठीक है, it's good at times when it is actually having an impact on your case study, but it looks unrealistic. ऐसा लगता है कि तुम पोस्ट करके वो फोटो ले रहे हो दिखाने के लिए. Rather focus more on these links. It will give the similar kind of impact, but this could give a negative impact. Unrealistic approach, मतलब करा कुछ है, बट क्योंकि आइडियलिस्टिक आइडियो ने ऐसा क्या है कि ये अप्रोच होना चाहिए, डिजाइन थिंकिंग का ये अप्रोच है, मैंने गूगल में पढ़ा था, तो वो सब लिख देते हैं. मतलब डोंट गो विद दैट. इफ यू हैव फॉलोड सर्टेन प्रोसेस, जस्ट हाईलाइट दैट प्रोसेस. पीपल विल बी मोर happy to read your realistic process rather than unrealistic process. I've seen people adding too many screens to their portfolio, like error message भी डाल दिया, pop-up भी डाल दिया, सबको डाल दिया. The best thing is that you add the key screens. Key screens are majorly home page, listing page, product detail page. जो key screens है ना, बस वही डालो, सब कुछ मत डालो. उससे तुम्हारा UI टैलेंट पता लग जाता है. सबको डालोगे तो उससे कुछ ज्यादा खास अचीव नहीं होने वाला. Plus it will take like too much space on your portfolio also. How to start? So basically, you generally, Nishan, do I have any questions?
Yes, there are two questions.
Yeah, please.
So, Hitika is asking, if we are making personal case study, then what would be our roles and responsibilities?
If you're making self-initiated case studies, so see, in self-initiated, the beauty of self-initiated case study is your learning. Okay? In that, you are the UI designer, you are the UX designer, you are the product manager, you are the one who is deciding about the business. You are everything. So you can decide your own roles and responsibility. So it's okay to say that in this project, my roles and responsibility was that I have defined the problem, I have worked on the problem, and I created the UI, rather than focusing more on the actual actual designations. Like अगर मैं industrial project लिखूंगी तो मैं लिखूंगी कि I was a lead product designer, I was handling two other junior designers, working toward them, and I was my stakeholders were my users, my product managers, and my head of designs. But in your self-initiated case study, you can write, I was working on this project, and I have defined the problem statement of my own. I picked this problem statement. I was working in I was doing the research. I've done the research to understand how to solve this pain point of the user, and I have built the UI. So basically you will talk more about your responsibility in the project rather than roles.
Okay, you can carry forward only.
Sure. Okay. So how to start? So don't jump to final draft. Don't think about layout first. Don't think about कि मैं यूजर को कितने को इंटरव्यू करूँ, मैं क्या करूँ, मैं क्या नहीं करूँ. Don't think about that. Just make rough notes. मतलब make हेडिंग्स डाल लो, ठीक है. इफ यू वांट, अगर तुमने यूजर इंटरव्यू नहीं भी किया सेल्फ इनिशिएटेड केस स्टडी में, जस्ट add that one column which says research ke niche maybe there could be multiple things, user interviews, making questionnaires and all those things, so that you are now that these are the list of items that I have to do, or I need content about to start my case study. So try to make notes first rather than thinking visually कि मैं ये बनाऊंगा, मैं ये करूंगा, मैं उसमें infographics डाल दूंगा, मैं उसे स्टोरी टेलिंग की तरह बनूंगा. कुछ मत करो, जस्ट पॉइंटर्स करके नोट्स लिखने हैं. So when you are deciding a title about your case study while making rough notes, so मतलब you can also see, जैसे इसमें लिखा है like the UX behind the habit of exercise. As a reader, I know that what you are trying to solve, the UX behind habit of exercise, it is actually attracting my attention as a reader that I should read about it. What does this mean? Like booking.com UX case study, there are a lot of UX problems, there are a lot of things. Like this is completely no. You should have a crisp and clear understanding, and you should be able to give context about the problem that you are solving from your title. You should be able to choose the title at your rough stage only, like when you are making notes. Choose the title. See, the second, a step-by-step guide to do the design process of pet dye type. It is giving me an understanding that he has taken an initiative, he has built the app from the scratch. It is related to pet dye app and all those things. But what does this show me? Like UX UI case study, my car app parking. What do you mean? So try to give context, what kind of problem you are talking about, what kind of problem you are solving in this case study. So choose your title at the rough stage itself. Write headings, as I told you. Like don't focus कि क्या लिखूं क्या नहीं लिखूं. कुछ मत सोचो कंटेंट के बारे में, पहले टाइटल्स लिखो, टॉपिक्स लिख लो कि मुझे ये कंटेंट के लिए, ये टॉपिक्स के लिए कंटेंट ढूंढना है और लिखना है. जब तुम ये लिख लोगे ना, देन इट विल बी वेरी इजियर फॉर यू टू फ्रेम कंटेंट फॉर दीज काइंड ऑफ headlines. So try to write only the headlines first in your rough document. Then fill the details, like what you did. For example, what research method I've used I've taken quantitative method, I've taken qualitative method, I've done my online research. So choose the method. Why did you do that? Like what was the reason behind using those methods? मतलब user interview क्यों करना था? मतलब there should be a logic behind it. मतलब ऐसे नहीं कि बस मैं उठा और मेरे को लगा कि चलो आज मैं यूजर इंटरव्यू करके आता हूँ. ऐसा नहीं होता. There are times when user interview is not even required. You can do competitor analysis and you are sorted. So you should choose it wisely. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि यार मैंने देखा है जितनी भी केस स्टडी पढ़ी है सभी यूजर इंटरव्यू करते हैं, मैं भी एक कर डालता हूँ. ऐसा नहीं होता. तो डोंट choose it wisely, choose it mindfully. What was the result? So it is very important to show and say about the impact and result in every paragraph. Like अगर तुमने रिसर्च करी है तो उससे क्या की फाइंडिंग हुई है. मतलब इट्स ओके नॉट टू गिव दैट अ टाइटल और अ हाईलाइट, बट maybe when you are explaining about your giving little introduction about the research method that you have taken, you can talk about a kind of impact it has created, how it has helped you, what kind of things it has done for you. So it is about you and your journey. Your case study is about you. So you have to write all those things. It's not about your business, it's not about a product, it's about you. So what did you learn? What did you learn means like अभी मतलब मैंने इतना सब कुछ किया, देयर विल बी सम ग्रोथ, राइट? मतलब इट्स इट you will not be stagnant, मतलब you have grown somewhere, you have understood somewhere, you have gained some learning out of it, so you should mention all those things. So this is a example of fill the details. So I've seen like people, this is from my own, but I've seen people doing this, and I don't want to mention names here. So it's like we redesign the experience of product detail page of OLI. What should I conclude out of it? What should I understand ki kiya kya hai? What should what should, as an interviewer, you're rejected because I am not getting any understanding about your approach, about your impact that you have created, kind of solution you have proposed. You should be able to write the right words, like you have reevaluated the experience, you have interviewed 5 users, you have used the data to understand the current behavior, you were able to identify the details of property, why it felt challenging for users to uh, paint the mental image of their room. Then if you will write something like this, it will make more impact. You try to use right words, right? Means try to use words like evaluate, interviewed, understood, matlab, or identified, all those words which are a key or a vocabulary that you, the kind of vocabulary that you should use while creating a case study, which most of the designer can relate to. Try to go with that kind of approach. In final draft, I have mentioned a link here, means you can see this link. I'll share the presentation link with you all after this, and you can see all these things. So I've taken the reference of this case study where he has mentioned, मतलब he had chose the title for overview, which is very clear. So try to be really clear when you're choosing title, because when I'm talking about my means my target audience as recruiters, they generally don't go through the paragraphs. They majorly look for the titles and all those things while finalizing you as a candidate. So try to be very specific what you are writing in the title. He has mentioned the challenge, and below that he has written like recapture the magic in 10 months. So it gives me an idea that it is a 10 month project, and these are the kind of challenges that he has faced. So it is giving me a kind of context. Explain like a story. Your, because it is a 5 page thing, मतलब I am expecting कि कोई भी case study 3 to 5 page से तो कम की होती ही नहीं है. तो try to tell it like a story. Don't try to be कि मैं कोई कोई तुम पीआरडी नहीं लिख रहे हो, कोई तुम बिजनेस डॉक्यूमेंट नहीं लिख रहे हो, तुम एक अपनी जर्नी लिख रहे हो उस प्रोजेक्ट को करते हुए. Try to take it like that you are writing your journey when of doing that project, of doing that also of solving that problem, and then write about it. Then you will be able to understand ki yaar, this is the kind of feeling I had at this stage, this is the kind of problems I faced at this stage. And when you will write about that, a viewer will be more interested in reading about this, because he can empathize with you, he can relate to it, that okay, matlab, these are the kind of challenges even I have faced. So that kind of content you should have. It's okay not to have too much content. You can write things in bullet point because it is easier to scan. So ऐसा मत सोचो कि मेरे को तो कंटेंट लिखना ही नहीं आता, मैं कहाँ से शुरू करूँ, मैं क्या करूँ. इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. मतलब यू कैन write content. If you don't know how to write content, go for bullet points, go for infographics and all those things. Reframing the problem, I have mentioned it before also, like you should know how to rewrite the problem statement given to you, because that is giving a kind of feel that you have understood the problem well. So try to highlight the major thing, try to use dialogues in between to highlight the problem. It's good to reframe the problem that is given to you, breaking down the solution. So you cannot just have 1 or 2 pages of solution, you have to break down a solution. When I say that you have to break down a solution, you have to say that, I have while proposing a solution, I was doing wireframe, I have done wireframing, I have made a brainstorming map kind of thing, and I have given final UIs. So you have to break down a solution and write a little about it. You cannot just follow the research process and bombard the interviewer with your solution of UIs and visual solutions. But you should take him through slowly. You should not just give too much to him to consume on his own. So try to break down your solution. I have mentioned it like several times now. Key finding and the impact is really important for self-initiated and industry case study. It's no escaper. You cannot escape with it. You should mention the positive and negative impact both, because it is as important as roof on the hut. uh, so yeah, so I think we are crunch of time. So I will not take the workshop as but I will share the link, and I would love to hear back from you like about all those things. So I'll give you a brief about the workshop. I'll share the link of the. So basically what you have to do here is like you have to write a title of your case study which you have already done. You have to rewrite it in a way that it is more impactful. Like I've given you a sample case study, and I will try to I will grade that thing like is it good, wow, or wow, so or not good. So this is like your take home thing. Like you can share this thing with me by today EOD or by tomorrow. I'll review it and I will be sharing my smileys with it. So I'll be sharing the link here so that you can review it. And maybe I can give it to Nishant and he can circulate the link on email itself to you so that it is easier for you to
Yes, you can
get
share
it.
me. I will share here also and in the email also.
Sure, sure, sure. I'm just sharing the link with you. Yeah,
Okay.
so now we can take up the questions.
Yes, guys, please ask questions. Yes, we are recording this session. So next week we'll be having a live premiere. So I'll be sharing detail at the end of this session where you can see the live premiere.
Okay. Yeah. So any more questions for me? I think I've answered all of them.
Uh,
Okay. How many case studies are enough to have for a fresher? So generally for fresher, people are looking from execution perspective. So your UI should be at a better side. They are not majorly looking for you as a UX designer because you will be lead by a UX designer. So I would say that having 2 to 3 case studies are good enough. 2 is enough, but having 3 is like excellent. So, but you should focus more, show more of your UI work as well. For self-initiated project, how can we do key findings? Okay, so as I told you that key finding is not about initials of your project. Like it is not about research, it is not about solution, it is nothing. It is about your understanding of your solution. Means अगर तुम कोई solution propose करोगे तो obviously तुम उसकी फाइंडिंग्स भी लिखोगे. मतलब इफ यू हैव क्रिएटेड अ फूड डिलीवरी ऐप, व्हाट आर योर फाइंडिंग्स. मतलब तुमने यूजर रिसर्च करी थी, तुमने एक सोल्यूशन बनाया था, तो तुम अपनी रिसर्च पे भी फोकस कर सकते हो कि जब मैंने यूजर रिसर्च करी थी, then I realized कि there is a number of steps involved in checkout is more, that's why people bounce in between. So I have reduced the number of steps. That could be a key finding. that you have done in your user research only, but after proposing solution you are re-highlighting that for self-initiated case study specifically. Yeah.
So
Any more?
guys, any more questions?
Okay. Also, I got one question. Do you suggest writing a case study separately, like a blog or Medium or a similar platform, or just a basic research part that we generally show? I would say that case studies are about approach. It is good if you take a help of blog or Medium to write about your case studies. But for freshers, showing on case studies on Behance is not so bad idea, because people will judge them on their visual skills as well. So if you have, like, if you are an experienced designer, then it is good to have a blog or Medium article rather than a Behance case study. But for fresher, it's good. How should one approach for job or intern as a fresher, directly applying to portal or connecting with the head of design or product manager on social media? Which you think is better? Anyway is better, however you get the job. So I would say that it's generally big or medium size startup don't prefer freshers, but small size startups generally prefer freshers, because they are focused more on execution and the cost involved is little less. So I would not specify any platform. Any platform is good if you are getting your thing done. Like if you are getting the job, then it's okay. Like LinkedIn is a good medium, but you should know how to write a letter. Means I got too many messages saying, uh, do you have a job at PayU? I'm looking for internship. Write something about you. Send your portfolio link. A designer without portfolio link is not a designer. It is equivalent to a message. Matlab, if I am really hiring and I'm really looking for someone, then I would like to see your link before even interacting with you. So don't forget to share your portfolio link in any medium you are sharing about yourself. Okay. Yeah. So any more questions for me? Okay. I think
I
they
think
are.
so. Yes.
So I've
So
shared the link here on the chat. Means Nishant, I'll separately share it with you also, so that
okay.
you can share it with them as well. So maybe
Okay.
you can do this exercise and it will be fun. Means we can connect on weekend, or maybe you can share your doubts or messages to me on LinkedIn anytime. So that's not a problem. So yeah, yeah. Nishant, to you.
Okay. 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 Thank you, Priyanka, for such an informative session. So I hope everyone liked it and learned something new today. So if anybody wants to recap this session, so we have recorded this webinar. So this will be available on our YouTube channel, UXT Talks. So we will be share. So I will be sharing a link. Give me a second. Let me share all social media links. Okay. So I've shared all the links here. You can check. Okay. Yes. So we will be. Okay, so we will be showcasing the live premiere of this session by next week. Okay, so thank you all for coming today, joining us. It's a great pleasure, and thank you, Priyanka, for doing this session. And also thank you, team. Kudos to our team, Parul, Shlok, Atul, Ankit, for making this happen. And yeah, so next, so these link you will see which I have shared. So next event, I will be keep posting all the information for the next event. Thank you all.